This one shift will multiply your money fast. You have been told all your life that money comes only through hard struggle, sacrifice, and endless chasing. But the truth is, money does not come from chasing. Money comes from aligning. Money comes from becoming a magnet that pulls wealth with ease. Shift is simple yet powerful. Stop living in scarcity and start living in value. When you look at the world through the eyes of lack, you will always feel empty. But when you see yourself as a fountain of value, overflowing with ideas, solutions, creativity, and service, then money begins to flow to you from unexpected directions. Money is not paper, it is not coins, it is not digits on a screen. Money is energy, and energy responds to your vibration. If you vibrate with fear, money runs away. If you vibrate with gratitude, money runs toward you. Gratitude is the open door through which prosperity enters your life. So every morning give thanks for what you already hold in your hands and watch the universe multiply it. Speak only words that empower your financial destiny. If you say money is hard to get, it will be hard. If you declare money flows to me easily and abundantly, your mind, your actions, and the opportunities around you will begin to obey your words. Shape your wall. Your voice writes your vision, your declarations create your destiny. The moment you decide with clarity how much money you want, why you want it, and how you will serve in return, you activate unseen laws of attraction. Money loves direction, money loves clarity, money loves confidence. And remember this, the fastest way to multiply money is to serve. The more lives you touch, the more lives you transform, the more money will echo back into your life. Because money is the applause for the difference you make in the world. Be consistent. Do not plant seeds today and dig them out tomorrow in doubt. Trust the process. Water your vision with daily actions and watch the harvest come faster than you ever imagined. Believe, act with faith, walk as if abundance is already here. Money will follow you like a loyal shadow, not because you chased it, but because you became the kind of person it cannot resist. This one shift changes everything. Stop asking, how can I get money? Start asking, how can I give more value? When you live with this shift, your money will multiply faster than you ever dreamed possible. The difference between chasing money and attracting money is the difference between running endlessly and standing powerfully still while wealth moves toward you. It is the difference between exhaustion and alignment, between fear and faith, between scarcity and abundance. Every day, countless people wake up with the same thought: I must get more money, I must fight for it, I must chase it, as if it were a wild animal that does not want to be caught. Yet what they fail to see is that the more you chase money, the more it runs. The faster you run, the faster it escapes. It slips through your fingers like water in a clenched fist. The harder you grasp, the quicker it disappears. When you are chasing money, you live in a constant state of lack. You tell yourself, I do not have enough, so I must run harder. I must struggle more. I must sacrifice more. You live as though money is the master, and you are the slave. You tie your worth to a number. You place your peace on a paycheck. You measure your joy by how many bills you can pay this month. But that is not wealth, that is bondage, that is not prosperity, that is prison. There is a higher way, a path of power, an ease, a way that does not demand you to destroy yourself for pen. Truth is, money is energy, and like all energy, it responds to vibration. When your vibration is one of fear and desperation, money will not stay with you. It cannot stay because it does not resonate with lack. But when your vibration is one of abundance, gratitude, and confidence, money is drawn to you like iron to a magnet. This is the shift, this is the secret, this is the transformation that turns struggle into flow. Imagine two people, one wakes up and says, I must make money today or I will fail. This person spends the day running in circles, filled with anxiety, chasing opportunities that lead nowhere, working with heaviness in the heart and doubt in the mind. The other wakes up and says, I am valuable, I create value, I serve people, and money is the natural result of that service. This second person moves through the day with clarity, with joy, with confidence. And guess what happens? Money is drawn to the second person because money is always seeking a home in the hearts and hands of those who value themselves. You do not attract money by begging, you attract money by becoming. Money follows value, money follows vision, money follows certainty. Money is like a river, and it flows where there is space. If your mind is blocked by fear, if your heart is clogged by doubt, if your spirit is chained by scarcity, there is no space for the river to flow. But the moment you shift your mind, the moment you declare, I am abundant, I am worthy, I am aligned, you clear the channel and money rushes in. People spend their lives chasing opportunities because they are afraid to miss out. They jump from one scheme to another, from one job to another, from one hustle to another, always restless, always empty. But the man or woman who understands the power of attraction does not jump, they attract. They do not beg, they command. They understand that wealth is not an accident. Wealth is a reflection. Wealth is the mirror that reflects back the energy you carry within. Think of a magnet. A magnet does not run after nails, it does not chase metal. It simply holds its nature, and everything that belongs to it comes near. That is you. You were born a magnet for abundance, but life and society taught you to forget. You were told money is scarce, money is hard, money is evil, money is for the lucky few. And so you believed it, and by believing it, you lost your magnetic power. The shift is to remember the truth. Money is not scarce. Money is not against you. Money is not distant. Money is waiting for you to awaken to your nature. When you are chasing money, you are telling yourself, I do not have enough, and that thought creates more experiences of not having enough. But when you are attracting money, you are telling yourself, I am valuable, I am abundant, I am grateful. And that belief creates experiences of receiving more. When you chase money, you lower your energy and money slips away. When you attract money, you raise your energy and money comes running toward you. This is not about laziness. This is not about doing nothing. Attraction is not inaction. Attraction is powerful action aligned with purpose. Chasing is action filled with fear. Attraction is action filled with faith. The difference may seem small, but the results are worlds apart. Chasing drains you, attraction energizes you. Chasing keeps you empty, attraction fills you. Chasing ends in loss, attraction ends in overflow. The shift happens the moment you choose to stop asking, how can I get money, and start asking, how can I give value? Because money is nothing but a mirror that reflects value. The more value you give, the more money you attract. It is not about begging. It is about become so skilled, so passionate, so dedicated, so valuable, that money has no choice but to find you. Become the person money cannot ignore. Do not live as a beggar chasing coins. Live as a king attracting treasure. Do not live as a victim chasing scraps. Live as a creator attracting abundance. Stand still in your truth. Stand tall in your worth. Declare to the universe, I am abundant, I am powerful, I am valuable. And watch as money begins to circle you like the planets circle the sun, for money follows light. And when you shine with confidence, gratitude, and purpose, you become the sun. The old way is struggle, the old way is fear, the old way is chase, but the new way is flow, the new way is faith, the new way is attract. And when you step into this new way, everything shifts. Suddenly opportunities appear, doors open, people want to work with you, energy supports you, and money multiplies fast. Not because you forced it, not because you chased it, but because you became the kind of person it cannot resist. That is the one shift that transforms your life. That is the one shift that multiplies money. That is the one shift that turns scarcity into abundance and struggle into flow. When you stop focusing only on the lack of money and instead direct your energy toward value creation, you unlock a secret that the majority of people never discover. You stop being a beggar of wealth, and you become a creator of wealth. You stop counting the coins in your pocket with worry, and you start building bridges that lead to rivers of abundance. The moment your eyes shift from what you do not have to what you can create, the universe begins to respond to you with doors that were always there but invisible until now. Most people wake up every morning with the same thought, I do not have enough. They stare at their bills, they count their debts, they focus on the emptiness in their accounts, and they carry that emptiness everywhere they go. They go to work with the vibration of lack. They speak to people with the language of lack. They dream with the limitation of lack. And what happens is simple. Lack creates more lack. Scarcity produces more scarcity. The more you look at what you do not have, the more the universe shows you evidence of not having. But there is a shift, a powerful, unstoppable shift, a shift that turns paupers into kings, a shift that turns struggle into overflow. It is the shift from lack to value. The moment you ask yourself not what am I missing, but what can I give, what can I build, what value can I bring to the world, you switch on a light inside your mind, and money begins to flow toward that light. Money follows value like shadows follow. Light money is not loyal. Desperation money is loyal to contribution. Every invention that changed the world did not come from someone who obsessed about lack. It came from someone who saw value and created it. The man who created electricity was not sitting in a corner saying, I am poor. He was asking, how can I bring light to the world? The one who created airplanes was not crying about bills. He was asking, how can humans fly? How can we expand beyond the limits of the ground? Every great fortune in history is tied to value. Every empire was built on service. Every wealth story is a value story. The truth is money is never the goal. Money is the reward. The goal is value. The goal is impact. The goal is contribution. You do not become rich by focusing on money. You become rich by focusing on the difference you make in the lives of people. Because money is the applause for service. Money is the echo of value. Money is the reflection of the change you bring. Look at a farmer. If the farmer wakes up every day crying about the lack of harvest, he will remain hungry. But if the farmer wakes up and says, how can I plant better seeds? How can I water them with care? How can I create soil that produces abundance? He will not worry about money. The harvest will come, and with it wealth. Val. You first, reward second. That is the law. When you give your energy to creating val, you opportunities begin to chase you. People begin to notice you. Doors that were locked swing open. The world is full of people searching for solutions, searching for healing, searching for inspiration, searching for leadership. When you become the person who provides that solution, money cannot stay away, because money is attracted to value like bees are attracted to flowers. There are only two ways to live. You either live in the prison of lack, or you live in the palace of value. Lack says, I do not have enough. I must hold on to what little I have. Value says, I am abundant. I can create more. I can serve more. I can build more. Lack shuts the door. Value opens it. Lack closes the heart. Value expands it. Lack makes you small. Value makes you unstoppable. Think about this. If you go into a business meeting desperate for money, the people across the table can feel your fear. They can sense the lack in your energy, and they turn away. But if you walk in with a vision, with ideas, with clarity of the value, you offer their hearts open, their wall. It's open, their doors open. They are not buying your desperation, they are buying your value. The richest people in the world did not become wealthy by focusing on the lack of money. They became wealthy because they created massive value. They solved problems for millions. They touched lives at scale. They gave more than they received at first, and because of that, money came back multiplied. The universe rewards the givers. The world rewards the creators. The market rewards the ones who add value. Stop saying, I do not have enough. Start saying, I can create more. Stop saying, I am broke. Start saying, I am building something of value. Stop saying, I cannot afford it. Start saying, how can I produce the value that will bring it into my life? When you change your words, you change your thoughts. When you change your thoughts, you change your actions. When you change your actions, you change your results. And those results are multiplied money, multiplied opportunities, multiplied abundance. The most powerful thing you can do today is to shift your energy away from lack and put it fully on value. You do not ask, how can I get money? Ask, how can I serve? Do not ask, how can I survive? Ask, how can I create? Do not ask, how can I pay these bills? Ask, how can I become so valuable that bills pay themselves through the flow of wealth entering my life? The truth is simple, yet most never see it. You were not born to chase money. You were born to create value. Money is simply the mirror that shows you how much value you have created. The mirror shows little, then do not curse the mirror. Create more value, and the reflection will change. If the mirror shows emptiness, do not cry about emptiness. Build something of worth and watch the mirror reveal abundance. The moment you stop focusing on lack and begin focusing on value creation, will notice that people want to work with you, opportunities find you, ideas come to you, energy flows to you, and money multiplies not because you begged, not because you chased, not because you worried, but because you gave, you served, you created, and in return the universe echoed back wealth. That is the shift, that is the power, that is the doorway to multiplied money. Money grows when you see it as energy, not as paper, not as numbers, not as cold metal coins. When you look at money as nothing more than digits on a screen or pieces of paper in your wall, you trap yourself in limitation. You begin to believe money is scarce. You begin to believe money is outside of you. You begin to chase after it like a desperate hunter chasing shadows. But when you awaken to the truth that money is energy, then everything changes. You realize money is not something you chase, but something you align with. Money is not a prison, it is a reflection. Money is not control, it is creation. Money is energy, and energy flows to those who create value, to those who inspire growth, to those who give service. When you look around at the people who have built lasting wealth, you will see one thing in common: they understood money as energy. They did not see it as mere currency. They saw it as the vibration of value, as the return for impact, as the echo of service. Every time they gave energy to the world returned that energy back to them, multiplied in the form of money. Think of this: money is like water. Water does not belong to anyone. Water flows where there is space, where there is channel, where there is openness. If you are closed with fear, if you are tight with scarcity, if you are blocked with doubt, money cannot flow to you. But when you open yourself with gratitude, when you clear your path with faith, when you align with purpose, the river of money flows toward you endlessly. When you begin to understand money as energy, you stop fearing it. You stop clinging to it. You stop worshipping it. You no longer say, "I must hoard every coin." You begin to say, "I can create more energy. I can expand more value. I can serve more people." And as you do, money grows, because energy expands, energy multiplies. Energy attracts. The problem is most people were taught that money is a piece of paper that you must fight over, that you must compete for, that you must grab before someone else takes it. They were taught that money is limited, but that is the lie. Money is not limited. Money is limitless, because energy is limitless. The sun shines every morning without limit. The ocean moves without limit. The wind flows without limit. And so does money. When you see it as energy, the moment you decide to provide service to others, you create energy. The moment you express creativity, you create energy. The moment you make an impact in someone's life, you create energy. And money is the reflection of that creation. Money is the response of the universe to the energy you gave. If you touch one life with value, the universe will send you a small reflection. If you touch millions of lives with value, the universe will send you a massive reflection. Do not see money as a piece of paper. See it as applause. See it as energy echoing back to you. Money is the clapping of the universe saying, "Well done, you gave value, you created something worthy. You changed a life, you solved a problem, you inspired hope." And here is the reflection of that energy. This is why some people can work for hours and hours and never grow rich, because they see money as paper. They believe only in hours worked. They believe only in sweat and time and struggle. So they trade their life for coins and they stay small. But others who see money as energy understand that one idea, one creative act, one inspired solution can create millions, because energy is not limited to hours. Energy is unlimited in scale. Think of the artist who paints a masterpiece. Once the painting is complete, its value multiplies, not because of the hours spent, but because of the energy, the creativity, the spirit poured into it. Think of the inventor who creates a solution that touches millions. The wealth that comes is not tied to the hours in the workshop. It is tied to the energy of the idea, impact of the solution, the value it brought to humanity. This is the way money grows. Money grows with your energy. Money grows with your creativity. Money grows with your impact. The more energy you give, the more money reflects back. And this reflection is endless, because energy is endless. Look at your own life. When you give energy of fear, people sense it, and money moves away. When you give energy of confidence, people feel it, and money moves closer. When you give energy of doubt, opportunities close their doors. When you give energy of faith, doors swing open. Money is energy, and energy responds to you. So the question is not how much paper you hold, but how much energy you carry. The question is not how many coins you save, but how much creativity you release. The question is not how many hours you work, but how much impact you deliver. Money is simply the mirror. Money is simply the shadow. Money is simply the echo. If you want money to grow, then grow your energy, grow your service, grow your creativity, grow your impact, touch more lives, give more value, expand your vibration. The more you expand, the more money expands with you. You are the source. Money is the reflection. You are the creator. Money is the echo. You are the energy. Money is the mirror. When you see money as energy, you stop being a slave to it. You stop worshipping it. You stop fearing it. Instead, you become the master. You become the creator. You begin to use money as a tool for expansion, as a tool for freedom, as a tool for service. And when you do, money grows because money loves flow. Money loves circulation. Money loves to move like energy moves. So expand your energy and money will expand. Expand your creativity and money will multiply. Expand your service and money will chase you. Expand your impact and money will grow without limit. For money is not paper, money is not numbers, money is not metal, money is energy, and energy has no limit. Gratitude is the foundation that magnetizes money, because when you appreciate what you already have, you invite more into your life. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to abundance. Gratitude is the light that calls prosperity closer. Gratitude is the silent magnet that pulls wealth into your world. When you wake up and begin your day with thoughts of lack, with complaints on your lips, with fear in your heart, you push money away. You shut the door of abundance with your own hands. You create resistance, you create blockage. But when you rise and give thanks for what you already have, you create a vibration so powerful that money begins to move toward you like a river finding its way to the ocean. People believe money is only numbers, money is only effort, money is only hustle. They believe if they work harder, they will get more. They believe if they chase faster, they will win. But the truth is, money is not only about effort. Money is energy, and energy responds to gratitude. Gratitude is like a song that the universe hears. When you sing this song with sincerity, the universe responds with harmony in the form of opportunities, blessings, and wealth. Think about this. If you cannot appreciate 10, you will never appreciate 100. If you cannot celebrate the small, you will never celebrate the great. If you cannot handle gratitude for little, why would the universe trust you with more? Gratitude proves your readiness. Gratitude shows you are aligned. Gratitude tells the universe you are a safe vessel for wealth. Look at the person who complains about their job, about their income, about their situation. Their focus is always on what is missing. Their energy is always in scarcity. They believe nothing is enough, and as a result, nothing ever becomes enough. Now look at the person who wakes up and says, I am thankful for the roof over my head. I am thankful for the breath in my lungs. I am thankful for the skills I carry. I am thankful for every opportunity that exists. That person radiates energy, and because energy attracts energy, money is pulled toward them. People want to work with them. Opportunities want to align with them. Life wants to give them more. Gratitude is not weakness. Gratitude is strength. Gratitude is not settling. Gratitude is expanding. When you say thank you, you are not denying your desires, you are fueling them. You are not ignoring your dreams, you are empowering them. Gratitude does not mean you stop reaching higher. It means you acknowledge the blessings on the way to higher. And that acknowledgement multiplies what you receive. If you plant a seed and never water it, how will it grow? Gratitude is the water. Gratitude is the sunlight. Gratitude is the nourishment. Without gratitude, your dreams remain dry. But with gratitude, your wealth grows like a mighty tree. Gratitude does not just attract money, it sustains money. It keeps the flow going. It keeps blessings alive, because gratitude keeps your heart open, and an open heart is a magnet. Have you noticed how people love to give to those who are appreciative? If you give a gift to someone and they complain, you feel no desire to give again. But if you give a gift and their eyes light up with thankfulness, you want to give them more. The universe works the same way. When you are thankful, The universe delights in giving you more. When you are ungrateful, the flow slows down, gratitude turns what you have into enough, gratitude turns enough into more, gratitude turns more into overflow. The power of gratitude is that it shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance. And wherever focus goes, energy flows. When you focus on lack, you attract lack. When you focus on blessings, you attract blessings. Gratitude shifts your energy. And when your energy shifts, money follows. The richest people on earth not only rich because of skill or strategy, they are rich because they live in gratitude. They know how to celebrate every victory. They know how to honor every lesson. They know how to give thanks for every opportunity. Gratitude keeps their energy high. Gratitude keeps their magnet strong. Gratitude keeps their doors open. Start small. Be thankful for the food before you be thankful for the clothes you wear. Be thankful for the people who support you. Be thankful for the lessons that shaped you. Be thankful for the opportunities ahead. And as you give thanks, your heart will expand and the energy of money will move toward you. Gratitude is the vibration of receivership. When you are thankful, you are declaring to the universe, I am ready for more. I am open. I am aligned. I am abundant already. Gratitude shifts you from chasing to receiving. Gratitude transforms you from a beggar into a magnet. Gratitude lifts you from scarcity into abundance. Every time you breathe, you are given a gift. Every time the sun rises, you are given a gift. Every time someone believes in you, you are given a gift. And when you acknowledge these gifts, you are saying yes to life, and life says yes back to you in form of prosperity. Money does not flow to the ungrateful. Money flows to the thankful. Money flows to the ones who celebrate every step. Money flows to the ones who live in appreciation. Money flows to the ones who can see blessings even in the smallest details, because when you celebrate the little, universe multiplies it into much. So make gratitude your daily practice. Let every morning begin with thank you. Let every night end with thank you. Let every challenge carry a thank you hidden inside. For gratitude is not only for the good, gratitude is also for the growth. Gratitude is also for lessons. Gratitude is also for the journey. And the more you give thanks, the more the journey becomes filled with abundance. Gratitude is the foundation. Gratitude is the magnet. Gratitude is the bridge. Gratitude is the signal. Gratitude is the invitation. Gratitude is the vibration. Gratitude is the energy that calls money into your life faster than effort alone. Fear of losing money keeps you trapped in scarcity, but courage to invest time, energy, and vision in growth brings exponential returns. Fear is the invisible chain that ties people to small lives. Fear whispers, if I spend, I will lose. If I give, I will have nothing left. If I risk, I will fall. And so they hide, they hold back, they bury their talents under the ground of doubt. They spend their lives protecting pennies, while the world is overflowing with opportunities for riches. They grip so tightly to what little they have that they strangle the flow of abundance. They worship security so much that they never discover growth. Fear is the language of scarcity. Fear says you do not have enough. Fear says you cannot trust life. Fear says what you have will be stolen. Fear says the future is dangerous. And when you believe that voice, you shrink, you close your hands, you close your heart, and you close the door to prosperity. Fear convinces you to save every drop and never plant the seed. But what happens to a seed that is never planted? It dies. And what happens to money that is never used? It withers. Money is energy, and energy is meant to move. When you lock it away with fear, it suffocates. Courage is the language of abundance. Courage says, I will plant this seed, even though I cannot see the harvest yet. Courage says, I will invest in my growth because I believe in my future. Courage says, I will give value and trust that it will return multiplied. Courage says, the future is not against me, the future is for me. Courage opens your hands, courage opens your heart, courage opens the door to prosperity. Courage moves money like wind moves fire. Courage expands every resource you have. Think of the farmer again. If the farmer says, I am afraid of losing my seed, I will keep it in my pocket, he will starve. But if the farmer says, I will place this seed in the soil, I will water it, I will trust the process. He will harvest more than he ever imagined. The same is true with money, with energy, with vision. If you are afraid to release it, you will always remain small. If you have the courage to invest it, you will see exponential returns. Look at every story of wealth, every empire, every business, every innovation. None of them came from people who sat frozen in fear, clutching their coins. They came from men and women who had the courage to risk it. They risked time, they risked energy, they risked resources, they risked vision. And because they risked with faith, they received with overflow. Fear blinds you. Fear convinces you that you are protecting yourself, when in truth you are shrinking yourself. Fear says, do not step forward, because the unknown is dangerous, but courage says, step forward, because the unknown is filled with miracles. Fear says, do not spend, because you will lose. Courage says, invest, because you will grow. Fear builds walls, courage builds bridges. Fear limb. Its courage multiplies when you invest in yourself. You are declaring to the universe, I believe in my value. When you invest in your growth, you are declaring, I am ready for more. When you invest in your vision, you are declaring, I trust my future. And the universe always answers faith. The universe always multiplies courage. The universe always rewards trust. The person who hides their money in fear will one day realize that fear kept them poor. But the person who invests in skills, in knowledge, in relationships, in opportunities, will one day realize that courage made them rich, because true wealth is not what you keep locked away. True wealth is what you create by multiplying what you have. Do not misunderstand. This is not about reckless spending. This is not about foolish waste. This is about courageous investment, investment of time, investment of energy, investment of vision. When you read a book, when you take a course, when you build a skill, when you start a business, when you serve with passion, you are investing, and that investment always returns more than it cost. Money is a servant, not a master. Money was never meant to be locked in chains. Money was meant to flow. Money was meant to move. Money was meant to grow, and growth comes only when you release fear and embrace it. Courage. Fear will tell you to save your energy. Courage will tell you to invest your energy. Fear will tell you to hold your vision. Courage will tell you to act on your vision. Fear will tell you to wait. Courage will tell you the time is now. The fear of losing money has kept millions of people poor, because they never understood that money grows only when it moves, just like a river becomes stagnant when blocked. Money becomes lifeless when trapped, but courage is the current that keeps the river flowing. Courage is the force that keeps money alive and expanding. Courage is the energy that multiplies wealth. If you fear losing, you have already lost. If you have the courage to grow, you have already won, because the mind that trusts and the heart that believes will always find ways to multiply resources. The universe is generous, the soil is generous, life is generous, but only to the courageous. So today, choose courage, choose to invest in yourself, choose to invest in your growth, choose to invest in your future, choose to invest in your vision, choose to release fear and embrace faith. And when you do, you will discover that every step of courage multiplies your wealth. Every act of trust multiplies your opportunities. Every moment of boldness multiplies your abundance. Fear will tell you hold on. Courage will tell you let go and grow. Fear will tell you shrink. Courage will tell you expand. Fear will tell you you will lose. Courage will tell you you will win. And the one you choose will shape your destiny. Money is not attracted to desperation. It is magnetized by clarity, vision, and purpose. When you chase money with fear, when you run after it with shaky hands and a trembling heart, it runs away like a bird that senses danger. Desperation is heavy energy. It pushes money away like a magnet turned in the wrong direction. You can work hard day and night, but if your energy is desperate, money will not flow to you, because desperation whispers lack, it screams need. And money does not respond to need, it responds to vision. Look at the world around you. The most successful people are not those who chase money with frantic fear. They are those who carry clarity. They know who they are, they know what they stand for, they know what they want to create. They are not running after money, they are building value. And because of that, money is drawn to them like rivers drawn to the ocean. Their clarity becomes their magnet. When you live in desperation, you wake up every morning saying, I hope I get lucky, I hope I survive, I hope someone rescues me. That hope is weak, that hope is unstable. It is not a magnet, it is a repellent. But when you live with vision, you wake up saying, I know where I am going, I know what I will create, I know why I am here. And because of that, your steps carry power, your voice carries conviction, your work carries energy, and money recognizes that money flows to purpose. Money is energy, and energy loves direction. If you scatter it with desperation, it leaks out of your life. If you channel it with clarity, it multiplies. Desperate people spend without thought. Desperate people chase every small opportunity. Desperate people sell their souls for pennies and still remain broke, but people with vision choose wisely. They invest their energy in alignment with their purpose. They say no to distractions and yes to destiny, and because of that, money flows to them with ease. Think of the sun. If its light was scattered, it would warm nothing, but when it is focused into a single beam, it can ignite fire. The same is true with your life. If your focus is scattered by desperation, your power is weak. But when your vision is clear, when your purpose is strong, your energy becomes like fire. It ignites opportunities, it attracts resources, it awakens wealth. Desperation says, please help me. I need money. Clarity says, I know who I am and I know what I will build. Purpose says, this is the value I bring to the world. And money listens to that frequency, because money does not flow to beggars, it flows to builders. Money does not flow to those who only wish, it flows to those who create. If you want money, stop asking, how do I get more, and start asking, who must I become? Because money is attracted to identity. When you become a person of clarity, when you live with purpose, money cannot resist you. It finds its way to you through people, through opportunities, through doors you never even saw before. This is why so many people stay poor. They believe that working harder in desperation will change their lives. They believe that running after every coin will make them wealthy. But wealth does not come from panic. Wealth comes from power, and power is born from vision. You must ask yourself, why am I here? What am I called to create? Who do I serve? When you answer these questions with honesty, you step into alignment, and alignment is the key that unlocks wealth. Think of an archer with a bow. If he is desperate and shaky, he will miss every shot. But if his eyes are clear and his aim is steady, the arrow will always find its mark. The same is true with money. Desperate energy misses the mark. Clear vision always hits it. Purpose is the aim that directs the arrow to the target of abundance. Money is not evil. Money is not good. Money is neutral. Money is a mirror. It reflects the energy of the person holding it. If your energy is desperate, money reflects instability. If your energy is clear, money reflects growth. If your energy is purposeful, money reflects greatness. That is why people who live without purpose often lose money as quickly as they gain it. They win the lottery and lose it all. They inherit wealth and squander it. They chase riches and end up with nothing. Because desperation has no foundation. But the one who is rooted in purpose, the one who knows their why, the one who carries vision, will multiply every dollar. Because money knows it has found a home. Do not say, I need money. Say, I need clarity. Do not say, I am desperate for cash. Say, I am desperate for vision. Desperation will drain you. Clarity will sustain you. Purpose will crown you with wealth. Because when you align with your true calling, the universe itself invests in you. Money will chase you because money knows that in your hands it will grow. Remember this truth: money is not the master, you are the master. Money is not the source, you are the source. Money is not the goal, it is the servant of the goal. The goal is purpose, the goal is vision, the goal is destiny. And when you walk in that power, money will bow to you. So rise above desperation, release the energy of begging and panic. Step into clarity, step into vision, step into purpose. Declare with boldness, this is who I am, this is where I am going, this is the value I bring. And watch how money flows to you effortlessly. Money does not resist alignment. Money does not resist clarity. Money does not resist purpose. It is magnetized by it. It is drawn to it. It cannot stay away from it. When you stand in clarity, money sees you. When you walk in vision, money follows you. When you live in purpose, money serves you. So choose today not to chase money in fear, but to attract it with clarity, vision, and purpose. Wealth expands when you see money as Servant of your purpose, not as your master. For too long people have bowed before money as if it were a god. They sacrifice their time, they sacrifice their health, they sacrifice their relationships, they sacrifice their dreams just to serve money. They wake up with fear, they sleep with worry, they trade their soul for numbers in a bank account. But here is the truth: money was never created to be your master. Money was created to serve you. It was created to serve your vision, your purpose, your destiny. The person who worships money is always poor, no matter how much they have, because their spirit is enslaved. Their decisions are not guided by purpose, they are guided by fear. Their actions are not guided by vision, they are guided by greed. And greed is a prison. It keeps people trapped in an endless cycle of chasing more, never satisfied, never fulfilled, never free. But when you rise into purpose, when you declare, I was born for something greater than just survival, I was born to create, to give, to serve, to shine, then money finds its rightful place at your feet. It becomes the servant of your mission. It becomes the tool of your vision. It becomes the messenger that carries your purpose into the world. Wealth expands in the hands of those who understand this principle. When you see money as your servant, you direct it with wisdom. You use it to build, you use it to grow, you use it to create value, you use it to bless others. And when money is used with purpose, it multiplies, because money loves movement. Money loves circulation. Money loves meaning. Think of a river. If the river serves the land, it gives life to everything it touches. It waters the trees, it feeds the soil, it refreshes the animals. And in return, it stays alive. But if the river refuses to flow, if it hoards its waters, it becomes stagnant and poisoned. The same is true with money. When you see it as your servant and direct it toward life-giving purposes, it flows back to you in abundance. When you see it as your master and hoard it in fear, it dries up and leaves you empty. The greatest builders, the greatest leaders, the greatest creators all understood this truth. They never bowed before money, they bowed before vision. They bowed before purpose, they bowed before destiny, and because of that, money bowed before them. They said, here is my dream, here is my calling, here is my mission. And money responded, I will serve you. Look at history. Ones who shifted the world did not do it because they chased money, they did it because they chased vision. Money simply followed them. The inventors, the pioneers, the reformers, the entrepreneurs, they all built with purpose. And money served them faithfully because they had direction without direction. Money wanders without purpose. Money is wasted. But when tied to vision, money becomes a multiplier. This is why so many people who chase money end up losing it. Because when you make money your master, it controls you, it blinds you, it dictates your every choice. You compromise your values, you lose your identity, you betray your calling, and in the end you discover that even if you gained money, you lost yourself. And what does it profit a person to gain wealth, but lose their soul? But when you say, I am the master and money is my servant, you rise into true freedom, because now you use money to express your values, you use money to amplify your vision, you use money to expand your destiny. And wealth in the hands of purpose will always multiply. Do not misunderstand. Money is powerful. Money is necessary. Money is a gift, but like fire, it must be controlled. If fire is your servant, it warms your home. It cooks your food, it gives you light. If fire becomes your master, it destroys your house, it burns your life. The same fire that gives life can take it, and the same money that blesses can enslave. The question is, who holds the authority, you or money? When money serves you, it loses the power to control you. You are no longer afraid of losing it. You are no longer desperate for gaining it. You no longer measure your worth by it. Instead, you measure your worth by purpose, and money simply becomes the fuel for that purpose. That is freedom, that is wealth, that is abundance. So many people misunderstand wealth. They think wealth is the amount of money you hold, but wealth is not about possession. Wealth is about power. Wealth is about freedom. Wealth is about purpose. True wealth is when you can direct money toward your vision without fear, when you can send it out like a soldier on a mission knowing it will return multiplied. Think of the builder who constructs a school. Think of the healer who funds a hospital. Think of the artist who creates beauty. Think of the innovator who builds a business that blesses millions. In all of these cases, money is not the master, money is the servant. And because money Serving vision, it continues to flow back multiplied. When you say, I am not here to serve money, money is here to serve me. You align yourself with the truth of creation, because money is not the source. Money is a channel. The source is within you, the vision is within you, the purpose is within you, the wealth is within you, and money simply follows the one who leads with clarity. Do not be a slave, be a master. Do not serve money, command it. Do not bow to wealth, rise above it, speak to it, direct it, use it with purpose, and watch how it grows, watch how it expands, watch how it multiplies, because money in the hands of purpose becomes unlimited. Wealth expands when you put money in its rightful place beneath your feet, as a servant of your destiny. And when you live with this mindset, money will always come to you. It will never control you. It will never enslave you. It will serve you. Gratitude for money you already have opens the door for more abundance to flow into your life. Gratitude is the golden key that unlocks prosperity. Gratitude is the song that attracts wealth. Gratitude is the energy that tells the universe, I am ready for more. Most people live in complaint. They complain about what they do not have. They complain about what is missing. They complain about what others possess. And because they live in the energy of complaint, they block the flow of abundance. Complaint closes the door, but gratitude opens it. Think about this. When you give something to a person, and they show no appreciation, when they treat it as small, when they complain it is not enough, how eager are you to give them more? But when you give and they smile, when they honor it, when they treat it with respect and gratitude, something inside you desires to bless them even more. This is how the universe works. This is how money works. Gratitude multiplies what you have because it tells creation, I recognize this gift, I value this blessing, I honor this energy, and I am ready for more. There are people who have very little but live with joy in their hearts, and somehow more keeps finding them. There are people who have much but live in bitterness and lack, and somehow it all slips away. The difference is not in how much they hold, the difference is in how much gratitude they release, because gratitude is wealth in itself. Gratitude is prosperity in spirit. Gratitude is abundance in the heart, and the heart filled with gratitude always attracts more money. Responds to gratitude, because gratitude is faith. Gratitude says, I trust that life is generous. Gratitude says, I believe that more is on the way. Gratitude says, I am not empty, I am already full, and because I am full I can receive even more. But complaint in unbelief. Complaint says, I do not have enough. Complaint says, life is unfair. Complaint says, nothing is working for me. And that vibration pushes money away. Every time you touch money, give thanks. Every time you spend money, give thanks. Every time money comes to you, no matter how small, give thanks. Because what you thank for multiplies, but what you complain about decreases. When you pay your bills, be grateful that you have the money to pay them. When you buy your food, be grateful that you have the resources to eat. When you hold a coin, be grateful that you hold energy in your hand. Gratitude transforms even the smallest amount into a magnet for more wealthy people. Understand this principle. They respect money. They do not throw it carelessly. They do not curse it. They do not treat it with contempt. They value it. They are grateful for it. And because of that, it keeps flowing to them. The poor often despise money. They say money is evil. They say money never stays. They curse it. They fear it. They resent it. And because of that, it avoids them. Gratitude pulls money closer. Resentment pushes it away. Gratitude shifts your focus. Gratitude trains your mind to see abundance instead of lack. Gratitude turns your eyes to opportunities instead of obstacles. Gratitude opens your heart to possibilities instead of problems. And because of that, gratitude is not just an emotion. It is a wealth-building practice. Gratitude rewires your brain. Gratitude resets your energy. Gratitude attracts resources. Gratitude magnetizes prosperity. Some people say, I will be grateful when I have more, but the truth is, you will have more only when you are grateful. Now, gratitude is not the result of abundance. Gratitude is the cause of abundance. Gratitude is the seed that grows into wealth. Gratitude is the soil where prosperity flourishes. Without gratitude, no matter how much you get, you will always feel empty. With gratitude, no matter how little you have, you will always feel rich. And because you feel rich, more riches will come. Think of the child who receives a gift and their eyes shine with joy. Their smile glows with thankfulness, and they say thank you from the heart. You want to bless that child again. You want to see that joy again. You want to give more. The universe responds the same way to gratitude. The universe says this soul is thankful, this heart is open, this spirit is ready, let us give them more. Gratitude also heals fear, because when you are grateful for what you have, you stop fearing what you lack. When you are grateful for what you hold, you stop worrying about what is missing. When you are grateful for the money that flows to you, you stop doubting whether more will come. Gratitude is trust. Gratitude is faith, gratitude is peace, and peace is the foundation where prosperity grows. Every day begin and end with gratitude. Count your blessings, speak your thanks, feel the richness of what is already in your life. Be grateful for the roof above your head. Be grateful for the clothes you wear. Be grateful for the people you love. Be grateful for the opportunities in your path. Be grateful for the very breath in your lungs, because gratitude multiplies everything it touches. The more grateful you are, the more you will receive. Money is energy, and energy flows to appreciation. Money avoids resentment. Money is magnetized by gratitude. Money runs away from complaint. So if you want more abundance, start with gratitude. Gratitude for the smallest coin, gratitude for the biggest blessing, gratitude for every step on the journey, because gratitude turns your life into fertile ground where abundance grows naturally. Remember, you are not empty, you are already full. You are not poor, you are already rich, because gratitude reveals the wealth that is already around you. And as you live in that gratitude, abundance will chase you, opportunities will find you, wealth will grow around you, because gratitude is the master key, and the door it opens is prosperity. Your self-worth determines your net worth. When you believe you are valuable, money begins to believe it too. The way you see yourself is the signal you send to the universe. The value you hold inside becomes the value the world reflects back to you. If you think you are small, if you think you are unworthy, if you think you do not deserve wealth, then money will stay away from you, because it is simply reflecting the image you project. But when you stand tall, when you know your worth, when you declare, I am valuable, I am capable, I am worthy, then money begins to see you differently. Opportunities begin to recognize you differently. Doors begin to open, and prosperity begins to flow. Most people remain stuck in poverty, not because money is against them, but because they are against themselves. They look in the mirror and see lack. They see weakness, they see failure. And because they see themselves as poor, their life mirrors that belief. Poverty begins in the mind, not in the bank account. The greatest chains are not financial chains, they are mental chains. When you believe you are worthless, you will unconsciously push money away. You will reject opportunities, you will sabotage your own success. But when you shift your identity, when you rise into worthiness, when you declare, I am valuable, I am deserving, I am enough, you change your frequency. And money responds. Money does not first flow into your pocket. It first flows into your identity. You must carry wealth inside before you ever hold it outside. Think of a magnet. If the magnet is weak, it cannot attract anything. But if it is strong, it pulls iron from every direction. Your sense of self-worth is the magnet of your life. If it is weak, you repel wealth. If it is strong, you attract it. Your self-worth tells money where to go. If you think you are worthy of scraps, you will receive scraps. If you know you are worthy of abundance, you will receive abundance. Self-worth is not arrogance, self-worth is alignment. Self-worth is knowing that you were created with value, that you were designed with greatness, that you were born with purpose. When you walk in that truth, you no longer beg for money, you no longer chase it desperately, you simply attract it because you have become magnetic to it. Money respects confidence, money respects strength, money respects identity. Money flows to those who carry themselves with authority, not because of arrogance, but because they know who they are. They walk into a room and opportunities rise to greet them. They speak and people listen, they act and doors open. This is the power of self-worth. It commands attention, it attracts wealth, it multiplies influence. So many people say, I will feel valuable when I have money, but the truth is you will have money only when you feel valuable first, because money is a mirror, it reflects you. If you feel worthless, you can win a fortune and still lose it. If you feel valuable, you can start with nothing and still create wealth. That is why so many lottery winners end up broke. They never raised their self-worth to match their net worth. And that is why so many entrepreneurs rise from nothing to riches, because their self-worth carried them long before their bank account did. You must decide today how much you are worth. You must decide today what you believe about yourself, because your worth is not determined by your current situation. It is not determined by your past fail. As it is not determined by other people's opinions, your worth is determined by the truth that you are here for purpose, that you carry gifts, that you carry power, that you carry greatness inside of you. If you believe you are small, you will make small decisions. If you believe you are powerful, you will make powerful decisions. If you believe you are unworthy, you will accept crumbs. If you believe you are worthy, you will demand the feast. Life gives you not what you beg for, but what you believe you deserve. This is why self-development is the greatest investment you can ever make. Because when you build your mind, when you build your skills, when you build your confidence, you are raising your self-worth. And as your self-worth rises, so does your net worth. They are tied together like shadow and light stand tall. Today tell yourself, I am worthy of wealth. I am worthy of opportunities. I am worthy of success. I am worthy of abundance. Do not say it with hesitation. Say it with conviction. Say it with fire. Say it until your whole being believes it, because when you truly believe it, money will believe it too, and it will begin to move in your direction. Every dollar that comes to you is responding to your energy. It is responding to your self-worth. That is why some people earn in a day what others earn in a year. It is not just skill, it is not just knowledge, it is identity, it is belief, it is the value they carry in their spirit. They believe they are worth millions, and so millions flow. They believe they are valuable to the world, and the world rewards them. Your self-worth determines your price in marketplace. If you see yourself as cheap, you will always sell yourself short. If you see yourself as valuable, you will never settle for less. You will command higher pay. You will attract bigger opportunities. You will build stronger wealth, because your worth will not allow you to accept anything less. So build yourself, build your belief, build your inner val. You say to yourself every day, I am valuable, I am worthy, I am enough. Carry yourself like wealth is already inside you. Walk like it, walk like abundance. Is your nature talk like prosperity? Is your language live like greatness? Is your birthright? Because when you do, money will listen, money will respond, money will follow the signal of your self-worth. Consistency in right action is the real secret to multiplying money. Overnight success is an illusion. Steady focus brings lasting wealth. Too many people are seduced by the idea of instant riches. They want quick fixes, they want short cuts, they want magic, they want to plant seeds today and harvest tomorrow. But life does not work that way. Money does not work that way. Wealth is not the result of one lucky strike. Wealth is the result of consistent right action, repeated day after day with faith and discipline. Look at nature. The tree does not appear in a single night. It begins as a seed. It grows roots. It grows branches. It grows leaves slowly, steadily, consistently, until it becomes strong and unshakable. The same is true with wealth. The same is true with success. The same is true with prosperity. You cannot rush greatness. You cannot cheat the process. You cannot skip the steps. If you want lasting wealth, you must commit to consistency. Overnight success is a myth. People only see the harvest. They do not see the years of planting. They only see the victory. They do not see the failure. They only see the mansion. They do not see the sleepless nights. They only see the riches. They do not see the risks. Every story of real success is built on daily discipline, on small actions, on steady progress. Money multiplies in the hands of the consistent, not in the hands of the reckless, not in hands of the lazy, not in the hands of the desperate, but in the hands of the consistent. Consistency is the compound effect of life. A small action done daily creates a tidal wave of results. A dollar saved daily grows into wealth. A skill practiced daily becomes mastery. A step taken daily becomes a journey completed. Consistency transforms the small into the great, the ordinary into the extraordinary. Many people fail, not because they lack talent, not because they lack resources, not because they lack opportunities, but because they lack consistency. They start, but they do not continue. They dream, but they do not act. They act once, but they do not repeat. and so they sabotage their own prosperity. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is rarely intelligence. It is rarely luck. It is consistency. Those who succeed simply keep showing up. Money respects discipline. Money respects order. Money respects consistency. If you cannot manage the small, you will never handle the large. If you cannot be faithful with little, you will never be trusted with much. That is why consistency is the gatekeeper of wealth, because wealth is not built in one day. Wealth is built every day. Think about water dripping on a stone. One drop seems small, but over time, drop after drop after drop, the stone is shaped. That is the power of consistency. Small actions repeated with focus will break through the hardest obstacles. Small decisions repeated with faith will build the greatest fortunes. Consistency is slow to the eye but fast in its results. Overnight success is fragile. It rises quickly and it falls quickly. But consistency builds foundations that cannot be shaken. Consistency builds wealth that lasts. Consistency builds empires that stand the test of time, because what is built slowly is built strongly, and what is built strongly will stand. Look at the wealthy. They did not stop. When they failed, they did not quit. When they struggled, they did not rest. When they were tired, they kept moving. They kept learning. They kept acting. Consistency was their secret. Not luck, not chance, not magic, but consistency. And that same power is available to you. If you want wealth, do not ask how fast can I get it. Ask how consistent can I be. Do not ask how lucky can I be. Ask how disciplined can I be. Do not ask how do I become rich overnight. Ask how do I take right action every single day, because wealth is not a lottery. Wealth is a lifestyle. It is a result of repeated choices, repeated habits, repeated actions. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum creates wealth. When you are consistent, doors open. When you are consistent, skills sharpen. When you are consistent, money flows, because money is drawn to stability. Money is drawn to order. Money is drawn to those who show up again and again without giving up. So choose the path of consistency. Choose to sow daily. Choose to grow daily. Choose to act daily. Choose to focus daily. Do not despise the small beginnings. Do not resent the slow progress, because slow is fast and small is great. When it is consistent, the bamboo tree grows underground for years unseen. But when it breaks the surface, it shoots up rapidly into the sky. That is how wealth works. It grows quietly through consistency, until suddenly it multiplies in front of the world. Consistency is the bridge between dreams and reality. It is the path between vision and manifestation. It is the secret behind every fortune, every empire, every legacy. Without consistency, you will always chase wealth. Without consistency, you will always lose wealth. But with consistency, you will create wealth that cannot be taken from you. So let others chase overnight success. Let others fall for illusions. You choose consistency. You choose discipline. You choose right action. You choose focus. And when you do, you will discover that wealth is not a miracle. It is a process, not an accident. It is a pattern, not mystery. It is the reward of consistency.